Finally, I want to talk about the three things that I believe unite all great players. Number one, a belief that you are better than other people. This does not just apply to basketball. I think this applies to just about everything. We often hate people who think that they're better than you. We hate people that think they deserve better treatment. We hate people who think that they're very important. Think about the belief that you have to lead a country or to make the NBA. And in order to believe you deserve it, that means you believe your body deserves better than an average diet, above average salary. You got to believe you deserve it. The second part is almost contradictory to the first part, which is you also got to believe that you're never going to get it. You're never going to be good enough. There's got to be that sort of pain in you. We're talking Jordan, Bill Russell. It takes both. You need that second part. It's kind of like the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder, right? The angel on your shoulder saying, oh, you got this. You're going to be a superstar. You're going to be great. Devil on your shoulder saying, still never going to be good enough for your dad. You're still never going to be good enough for your coach. You're still never going to win an NBA championship. Because the truth is, most people get complacent. You listen to Victor Wembanyama talk, what'd he say? If I was impressed by all of this, that would mean I'm satisfied, and I'm not satisfied. You'll love it. How many McDonald's All-Americans, how many state champions, how many Mr. Basketball in Florida, Ohio, whatever, became just gassed up on that? They got some brand deals, they got some favors, everyone at the club knew their name. Champ, you're going to be the next, you're going to be the next, you're going to be the next, you're going to be the next LeBron, you're going to be the next Kobe, you're so great. Why do you not believe it? You've beaten everyone in your state. You're McDonald's All-American. You got like every single college after you, and you stop because what you wanted, you already have it. You wanted acceptance, you got it. You wanted girls, you got it. Everything you wanted, you have. So why work? It takes a rare person to say, nope, not enough. State championship? Screw that. There's probably some team in another state that could kill us. Oh, Mr. Basketball in Ohio? I'm not going to stop until I'm Mr. Basketball in America. NBA championship? No, I got to have 3. 3-peat? No, I got to have 2 3-peats. Obviously, I'm describing Michael Jordan. It's psychopathic, but it is important. The third most crucial thing is an ability to cut the noise, to stay on track, and to stay focused. We all want to do things. I'm sure if I asked you what 10 important things you want to do tomorrow, I'm pretty sure you could tell me 10 very important things that are pretty meaningful to you that you actually want to do tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure I'll talk to you next week and you haven't done any of them. You look at the notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci, nothing but goals. Things he wanted to draw, things he wanted to see, things he wanted to measure, things he wanted to try, and he did them. Probably because Leonardo da Vinci did not have an Instagram addiction. Most people fall into a pattern that I call numbness control, whereby they control bad thoughts and bad ideas with numbness. They numb themselves. Some people take it really far. We've all seen basketball players fall into drug addictions, an unfortunate case when that happens. We've all seen basketball players fall into alcoholism. Vin Baker comes to mind. How do you shut it out? Michael Jordan carried a hell of a lot of pain. Kobe Bryant carried pain. You know what happened with Kobe and his family, what happened with Michael and his father. The horror show that was LeBron's childhood. A lot of people come from pain. How do you become great when you come from pain? I think it's important to stay on task, is to have written goals, to have people around you that are holding you accountable to those goals, but ultimately it comes down to you. Because if you don't want to do it and the people around you want you to do it, you just find new people. You find new people that hold you to lower standards. Does Scottie have what it takes to be great? Does he have all 3 qualities? I know he has the first one. He believes he deserves the offense. He believes he deserves to be an NBA champion. He believes he deserved Rookie of the Year. He believes he deserves gold medals and NBA championships. He believes he deserves it all. But so what? So does Fred VanVleet. So does Pascal Siakam. They all think that they deserve it all, right? That's just one very, very small thing. Does he have that you'll never be good enough, Scottie? Does he have that devil on his shoulder pushing him at all times? I think he does. And I think I spotted it early with him when he was 17 years old. You remember that? Overtime? Man, you got USA on your chest. 3 gold medals. It's not enough. Gotta keep going. Are you ready to take your deep breath? No, I already took my deep breath. Gotta keep my foot on their neck. That is a person who is not satisfied. Rookie of the Year. Dropping the hat. expected to win that. Now we got to win championships. Now, what about that third thing? That third thing is important, because you can have those first two things, and if you don't ever do what you think you want to do on a day-to-day basis, if you can't keep track of your time, if you can't keep track of your circle, if you can't manage the distractions, well then, my friend, you are going to fail, and you are going to live not to your potential. I think social media presents a very dangerous challenge to athletes in the modern era, especially those athletes who manage their own social media. Kawhi does not have social media. Nikola Jokic does not have social media. Do you want to know why? Because it's a distraction. I think that the switch for Scottie has to be pushed into overdrive. Yeah, you're great. You probably make 3 all-star teams in your sleep. But if you want to be all-NBA, if you want to be MVP, you want to win championships, you want to actually be mentioned in the same breath as Larry, Magic, Michael, Tim, LeBron, Wilt, Kareem, you want to be in that conversation, you're going to have to do something that no one else in the league is willing to do, which is put all your eggs in this basket. And I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm saying it has to be psychotic, because there's nothing normal about greatness. There's nothing normal about being one of the 5 to 10 best players in the world. They're all crazy. Every one of them. They're all crazy. You gotta be obsessed. To be great at anything, you gotta be obsessed. You can't be a generalist. You have to be a specialist. And you have to have that dog. You can't pick and choose. We have all appreciated the fact that Scottie saves his best for his big games, for the big matchups, for the marquee moments, staples against LeBron, right? He wants to save that. Fourth quarter against Jokic, up against the Milwaukee Bucks. And we as supporters of Scottie Barnes have been very complimentary of the fact, especially as we see a superstar wannabe like Pascal Siakam wilt in these moments and melt and look like he's just seen a ghost. We appreciate the fact that we have a young man who is not afraid. It's impressive that you can dial it up when you want to. It's impressive that you can bring it to another level in the playoffs, but you got to do it. You got to do it. Like, you got to take the level that you played against Milwaukee last year. You got to play like that all year. And then when you go up against Milwaukee, then you got to dial it up to another level. If Scottie has 5 gears, I think we've seen gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. And we're all impressed with gear 3. It looks beautiful. But his gear 3 has to be his neutral right now. His gear 3 has to be what he coasts at. And we need to see a new gear 5. Scottie Barnes, in my opinion, will be a great player. How great is up to him. I think Fred VanVleet's right. Scottie can be as good as he wants to be. There are a lot of players that have been said about, man. Very few people who are told at a young age that you can be as good as you want to be actually end up great. Very few. It's like a 1 in 300, 1 in 500 type of thing. Trust the work. He's down in Florida State working hard right now. I hope that he will shut out all the noise. Personally, I hope that he shuts out all the noise. I hope this season bothered him. I hope that this season was considered a failure by his standards. Not only do you not make the playoffs, so it's a team failure, but you also regress in a lot of departments. And a lot of the work that you did last offseason just didn't come through for you. I like that he took onus at the end of the year. I hate the fact that the media twisted it and made it something that it wasn't. But I like the fact that he's self-aware enough to say, in order to play at the level that I want to play at, he's not delusional. You don't see him take trick shots, dare shots. You don't see him ever do anything that's outside of his control. You never see him play at somebody else's pace. He's always at his own pace. This is a very good marker for success. But in order to be great, in order to be one of those guys, in order to be the guy that warrants this, you got to have dog all the time. You got to be willing to kill people on the court. You got to really, really have that intensity that Marcus Smart plays with. You got to play like that. And Scottie does. We've seen it. He needs to do it more often. He needs to do it instead of 20% of the games. We need to see it 90% of the games. 90%. And if he does that, everything that the Raptors believe about him will come true. I think he is the type of player that you can run an offense around. I don't think at his peak that he's going to be the type of player you can easily double. I don't think he's a guy who gets rushed. I don't think he's a guy who gets flustered. I think he's a guy who shoots very efficiently from all three levels if he wants. There's nothing technically wrong with his shot. It's not like Dylan Brooks where I cringe every time I look at it. He's got great vision. He's got great habits. He's obviously in great shape. There's a lot of positives here, but there's a big bridge between where Scottie is right now and where Nikola Jokic was at the same age. And for him, he's going to have to put in more work than Jokic did to get to that level. Is there, apart from coffee, is there anything else you like? Yeah, I like cinema. And you've set me up perfectly for, the next minute of what I want to tell you guys about. I've been working very hard on the Pendants Film Festival. Mass production sucks. And I think that slow thinking is what creates growth and facilitates growth in human beings. I also think independent thoughts are what create growth. I have a certain sense of cleaning up ideas. You can't say what you want all the time. You can't make the film you want. It filters out truth from our content consumption. So if I become a coward tomorrow and I'm no longer able to tell you what I think, well, then I can never really present a thought that isn't already accepted. I think independent thoughts need to exist, and that's why we created Pendants. Yeah, so we created Pendants basically to promote and celebrate great stories, because I think the stories can change lives. I have a shirt that says "Story over everything," because I think the story that you tell yourself changes your life.
Safe out here riding your bike on these streets alone?
This is a fucking BMX bike, so I'm not afraid.